Hey everybody, we are back with more Final Fantasy VI. Let's jump into it. It's weird that it doesn't let me move until the map pops up and everything. Also, it's not showing my buttons. Why is it showing the keyboard instead? It says that a gamepad isn't connected, but I'm literally moving everything with a gamepad. Try that again. Oh, that's better. These custom icons look so much nicer than the keyboard prompts anyway. Yeah, until the map pops up, I can't do anything. How are we doing? A little bit more of that. Alright. Let's walk back to the airship. Alright. So it doesn't remember your previously used attacks through loaded save files. Which, not surprising, honestly. The fact that it remembers them between battles is pretty surprising to me already. And silence. Fire's the one we actually want there. Slow and confused. Not many locations left on the world map. I feel like having sniper sight on whoever has the Genji glove is definitely a good idea. I like that it tells you just on the menu with the star symbol there. Oh, have they finished, like, who have they got equipped? Have they finished getting all the skills? That's a really nice feature. Alright. Call him that and he'll rip your lungs out, Bane. There he is. Honestly, like, some of these menu improvements are such good quality of life changes. Use your words carefully in the future. You see that you do. So that's fine for the minute. It's about time to head into Vector. You need those lungs. I need them to talk shit. And also breathe. How you doing, Bane? We don't need Thundara yet. It'd be nice, but we don't need it yet. What else does... Everybody's good. Don't talk about work bullshit. So I was due in at 4 o'clock this morning. To get there. And there are 4 people due to be there for the open. 3 of us are there. The manager who opens the fucking store is not. We wait for an hour, and the manager just never turns up. I'm not doing too bad. So we ended up, like, just leaving. Like, we'd been there for an hour, it was freezing this morning. Like, we've waited above and beyond the time we should have. Am I loyal to the Empire? No. Bring in your boys. There we go. Excuse me. Oh, thank you. But yeah, I'm on open shifts all week this week. Like 4 AM starts, I get out at 12 PM every day, except one of the days where I get out at 12:30. So ideally, I'm gonna be doing this every weekday during the afternoons. This week. So hopefully, we'll be able to keep you company during your work, Bane, for the week. God knows Final Fantasy 6 is a good way to unwind. I've gotta say though, like, even without the mods I've put on this to make it look nicer, the quality of life improvements on this are so good. Dude, I could kill you. I could kill you right now. Oh. Hello, suspicious old man. Well, let's do it. Yes. Pretty much entirely because if I don't, Kefka's Tower is even worse. Like, having 3 full parties is the best way to deal with it. You know, I'm glad you're here, Bane. Right, going right takes me to... Oh, right doesn't take me anywhere. It's the minecart exit. Thank you, Bane. But yeah, I don't know how much of the playthrough so far you've caught. The idea is to, like, beat FF6 by Sunday. Seeing mostly, excellent. I've not been checking to see if you've been lurking. This feels like a Sonic 2 track. Like, is this the beta version of Metropolis City Zone? Metropolis Zone? Yeah, some of the mods are really nice on this. I'll have to go through Nexus mods and, like, link in the Discord what mods I'm using. I will say, the music is completely untouched. But stuff like the sprites, the character portraits, this entire interface design, the buttons, the button icons, like, they're all custom. Still hasn't learned Cure. Seriously, the way this track has been done in this version, it really does sound like it could be a Sonic 2 track. Excellent Cure. Yeah, like I say, even without the mods, this is probably the best way to play FF6 right now. With the mods, it's like the definitive way. But without the mods, it's probably the best way. We'll push you for regen. Hey, Amanda. No! I mean, I don't think I can get that back. FF3 pixel remaster. I've got that. I modded that as well. I got FF3, 5, and 6. Because I still think, like... I think the best way to do FF1, FF2, and FF4 are still the PSP versions. But like FF3, if you want to do the 2D version of that, your choice is like the original Famicom version or nothing. And with FF5's always been kind of up in the air about like what version to do. Because the best way to play it in the West was, like, officially released way, was the Game Boy Advance version. And because it's a GBA version, it's got its own problems. I'm doing alright, Amanda. How are you doing? Alright, let's go through this. Back attack! I'm okay with that. But yeah, particularly, like, the character designs of FF1. Because, like, I make no secret that I don't like FF2 or 4. I've heard FF2 Pixel Remaster is a complete rebalance, which is kind of interesting, but I don't like 2 enough to go through it again anyway. FF1, like, the art design of it on the Pixel Remaster, I'm not that fond of it. I think the design they've got in the PSP version looks so much nicer. This will definitely be better when I've got more Espers I can switch everybody between. I did debate for, like, this whole idea of doing a Final Fantasy game in the space of, like, a week. I did debate whether or not to do 5. Because we did we did most of 6, not even that long ago. It was only a few months ago. But I'll be honest with you, I'm not entirely sure I could beat Final Fantasy V in the space of, like, 8 streams. Especially when I'm not going to have the time to grind outside those streams. Nice. Nose feels a little irritated. Yeah, it is also generally longer, is a good point. That said, though, like, with the exception of FF3, all of the pre-7 FF games go by a lot quicker than you expect. Goon Boots will save those. Nobody in the party will make use out of those yet. Why do I have sellers in the back row? Oh, because I had the chain flail. Right. And I didn't move her up when I replaced it. Alright, let's make a little tweak. I did debate doing Final Fantasy VII as well. I've got some mods for that. And like just do the standard version, or maybe do New Threat. But New Threat where it doesn't rebalance, where it doesn't rework the story and change the story. Just FF7 with the New Threat rebalancing. But I decided I wanted to keep like a lot of the mods we've got on that as kind of a surprise for when we do that. Yeah, I've currently removed all of the video game point redemptions. Specifically because like we've got a bunch going on at the minute, and I've been having a hard enough time like doing the stream to begin with. I don't want to add more to that. That I'm not necessarily going to be entirely doing. So for the minute, all the video game redemptions are removed. Probably at least until I finish 10 years of Resident Evil. I feel like I had enough. There was another one. There's the Digital Devil Saga replay that you put on, Bane. And I feel like there was another game on there. Everybody's mastered Siren. But yeah, big part of the problem is just like my schedule with work is absolute bullshit. It's all over the goddamn place. Big part of the reason why I'm pushing doing Final Fantasy VI in this week is to do streams more often again. But also, like, I have a consistent schedule this week. I'm not in at, like, 4 AM one day and 5 PM the next. Complain about that. It happened the last 2 weeks in a row. I won't even complain about it. "29 minutes. Yeah. Those launches seem dangerous, but I think they're actually percentage based. I think they're gravity attacks. Which makes them dangerous, but it doesn't make them killers. The problem is whatever they follow up with. That's where I want to be going. They keep getting back attacks here. A lot of back attacks. Honestly, I'd love to just be on a more stable schedule again. But that's not Final Fantasy related. Burn. Thunder. Thunder. Wow, wow, wow. So I've been in talks with Flame, and then like when we actually do get around to the Legacy of Kain series, I think Flame's going to be joining me on mic for that, which should be fun. I feel like doing these playthroughs, like especially longer games, like particularly Blood Omen, but also Soul Reaver, because like Soul Reaver was great at the time, but it has aged. And, like, the discussion that can be fostered between two people is usually really good for that. And Flame knows the Legacy of Kain series. Like, always good. Beautiful. I'm probably not gonna do anything about it. Prince of Persia was like so much fun to go through. Like just doing that entire trilogy, going back to it to like finally do Two Thrones. For all my problems with Two Thrones specific designs, I really enjoyed just playing a Prince of Persia game that I hadn't finished before. I really miss that series. I've been mildly tempted to do Ocarina of Time again at some point. I think if I do, though, I'm gonna do the 3DS version. The difference. No, the missing quotes are back. I never went back and looked through all the videos to find them. No! We're right there. I have to do this area again. Well, the numbers we're up to, because more have been added since. Where's my chat? So the last quote we have is 156 from RE4 Remake. But it looks like that's the only quote that's been added since we lost the quotes. Because the one before that is 155, that's from Skies of Arcadia. Last June. Running around at least got me the golden armor set. Do I have eye drops? Last one was 155 Skies of Arcadia. 28th of June 2022. Where does this go? Oh, I just leave back there. Yeah, 155 Skies of Arcadia, 26th of June. Ideally today, I'd like to at least get up to the part where we have the dinner with the Emperor. Up to about 190, goddamn. I bet you some of those are really good as well. I don't have any eye drops. Oh. You think I would have picked some up by now? Not that I would have bought any, but just that I would have picked some up. About Gestalt from your previous playthrough. I can believe that. It was the thing I said yesterday while doing it of like the guy who's been commissioned to paint a portrait of Gestalt, and it was like how do I depict him? And it was like maybe like downplay the dog ears. It was about the dog. Of course it'd be about the dog ears. What else is there to say about Gestalt? I wasn't aware that blindness affected accuracy of counterattacks. I've already been on that. Alright. Hey, how you doing, Martin? That's right, a good FF game without Klim here to tell you how bad it is. Keep rolling. Alright. Which way am I actually going? Directly up. You kidding me? I didn't need to circle around. My entire life is a lie now. Don't know if you'd have time. I can understand that. I'd say maybe pick up one of the Pixel remasters. And see how you feel about it. If you can get them for a reasonable price. Or else this goddamn tunnel. I don't know when I'll end up picking up Tears of the Kingdom. Wait until they go on sale, yeah, because they've only just come out of console, haven't they? I got 3, 5, and 6 on sale. But that was on PC, and they've been out on PC for like over a year now. $15.99 for one, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's better than the pricing Square's put out on the basic mobile ports that they put out previously. It's like, hey, did you want to play Final Fantasy IX anywhere with, like, honestly not great optimization? Cool, that'll be £20.99. Thank you. At least these ones feel like they have effort in. $65 for all 6, like, no. Not paying that. Not even gonna play all 6. And again, I still think the best versions of 1, 2, and 4 are the PSP versions. Despite all the improvements aren't like that spectacular. And especially presentation-wise, in a lot of ways, they're very lackluster. Which is why, specifically, I modded this. Modded all 3 of the Pixel remasters I got, because they are very lackluster in a lot of ways. I think FF6 has, like, the most visual improvement, but, like, that's specifically the opera sequence. And it's weird, because like, FF6 was already the best-looking Final Fantasy game prior to 7. Like, they redid the opera sequence in the HD 2D style of Octopath Traveler. And it looks great, and they've redone the opera music with actual vocals, and it sounds great. Like, it's fantastic. But it's also a case of, like, why only this? And I heard, like, they recorded the opera vocals in, like, 12 languages or something. It's like, cool, that's a lot of effort to put into a sequence of the game that lasts less than 5 minutes. While the rest of the game is just very standard. What am I missing? Why am I getting lost here? But yeah, the rest of the pixel remasters don't look particularly spectacular. And bearing in mind, like, the sprite work in the previous games, even 5 and 4, like, the sprite work in those games wasn't particularly astounding. They still looked like they were going off the NES style artwork. If you have any other way of playing them, my suggestion would be wait for a sale. Wait for a sale, they come down to a price where you think is reasonable. And even then, only buy the ones that you really want to get. With me, it was 3, 5, and 6. The only one you haven't played in 2D? Yeah, because it was never available. Why am I having such a hard time with this? Like, even the really basic stuff, though. Like, the button icons, those are modded. You haven't played any, is why you want to play them all. Yeah, that's fair enough. And this is the first time, like, they've been available on a system since the PS3. Yeah, no, like, they're good. But I would say, like, wait for a sale. It's literally just this. Why did I have such a hard time with this? Oh, goddamn idiot. Yeah, like, if you can't emulate them, then, or you don't want to emulate them, they're a fine enough way to play it. But I'd also say, like, Pick one. Pick the one you most want to play. Wait for that one to go on sale. Play it and see what you think of the overall thing. The overall, like, design of it. The impressions you get, how you feel about all the way it plays. Because there are quality of life improvements. But there's also the thing of, like, FF6 is the best of the first 6 Final Fantasy games. It's not a competition. FF5 gets to stand up against it because it's so different. Because the job system changes the gameplay so much in comparison. But between, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6, 6 is the best. In terms of, like, a lot of what it does. Visually, gameplay-wise, design-wise. A lot of people stand by FF4 as being a really good Final Fantasy game. Well, FF4 has always had the problem for me of, like, its dungeon designs are the dungeons feel overly long, and they're also boringly designed. So, like, not all these games are created equally. Not all of the pixel remasters are going to stand up to each other. It was nice of Kefka to walk to this random part of the Magitech facility to just say that out loud. The high encounter rates do not help. There's also the thing, like, the pixel remasters are based off the original versions, so you don't get any of the bonus dungeons or content or anything. Like, we don't get the Dragon's Den or the Soul Shrine in this. We don't get the extra Espers, so, like, no Leviathan, no Gilgamesh, yada yada. No Cactor, I can't remember who the fourth one is. Probably Goblin. No Goblin. With FF4, I don't know if that's going to also translate to you being able to change your party in the endgame. It was sewn down, yeah. I don't think FF4 is a fun game to play. Yeah, like in the original version of 4, you don't get to change your party, you don't get to choose your party at any point. So when you go into the final dungeon, you're given a very specific party lineup, even at the end. Later versions changed it so you could change your party for the final game. No, Gilgamesh won't be in the Pixel Remaster of 1. No Shinryu, no Lunar Subterrane, no Dawn of Souls expansion for 2. With FF6, I don't mind it so much because I don't like the Dragon's Den or the Soul Shrine. I don't like FF4, so I don't really care. 2, I think, will probably suffer the most from it. Like, is 4 going to end... Will the Pixel Remaster of 4 have the option to choose any character for the final dungeon? I don't know. It might not, because it's based on the original release. I always appreciate these magical healing buckets. I do like that the blitzes appear at the top there. That's really nice. Sure what party members were thinking. Yeah, that was a nice touch. It was a small touch, but like, if you... Oh, shit. I just... Pause/restart. How do I restart? Tools only for Edgar. Is Runic doing anything here? Is Runic doing anything other than getting in my way? I really hope she doesn't disappear before Edgar attacks. Alright, there we go. Only Celis has Blizzard, of course. Thanks, Ben. Alright, let me turn the battle speed back down to normal. It's interesting the suggestion with this, though, of like... So, the Espers have to choose to turn into Magicite? The Empire's been draining Espers for presumably a long time, but they've not run across Magicite yet. So, the Espers have to choose to turn into Magicite? Or, like, either that or just die? Alright, so now we've got 6 Espers, we can, like, properly start mixing up who learns what. Also, cover the elemental bases. So that's thunder, ice, and fire. The 3 main elements of Final Fantasy. Oh god, these things. Shit, did they hit level 20? Program 18 cast Reflect. God damn it. Yeah. Nobody in these capsules. Okay, so 3 characters are at level 20, which means we gotta be super careful we run onto the dangling turrets again. I forgot this guy was here. We should be fine. No weaknesses, no resistances. Vulnerable to the suplex. Rune Blades were outclassed ages ago. What did he do with barrier change? Oh. Vulnerable to water, an element you cannot have by this point. Alright, I appreciate you being here, Bane. Thank you so much for the work. Yay. Okay, so who's equipped with Shiva? There we go. Rasp and Osmos are both abilities that I want on like as many people as possible. That's a whale. You know, if there's one visual improvement I hope they've made with this, it's like making more than like 10 Esper sprites for the big scenes. Oh, there's Carbuncle. I think these might actually be unique sprites. So because of this, like, we just did this, and the Empire's foremost researcher saw it, the Empire will essentially conquer like, their plans will come to fruition within days because of this. It's actually kind of ridiculous, and we are entirely to blame. They had to go now, their planet needed them. So instead of extracting energy, they're going to be spewing energy? Is there a save point before the minecart ride? Yes, there is. Excellent. Health. Save. Kefka's still around. He didn't die on the way back from his home planet. This sequence definitely looks better in this version. Because, like, it looked terrible in the original. But it was also a technical marvel in the original. In here, it's just like, eh. Hmm. Oh, it's twice. Alright, it's good. Yeah, and the original was a technical marvel, and it helped justify why it goes on as long as it does. In this version, it's like, it's just here. It doesn't look great, and it doesn't stand out particularly well. It also doesn't feel as fast as the original. Like, the visuals don't feel as fast as the original one did. And I guess there's also the question of, like, clearly redone this sequence with, like, semi-3D looking 2D sprites. Or 2D sprites arranged to look 3D. It's like, why not redo stuff like the scripted flying sequences, or like the travel through the Serpent's Trench or anything like that? To look better like this. It'd make this stand out less if they did that. Again, it's the thing of, like, effort in certain places, less in other places. Here we go. This guy's a pain, mostly because if you lose, you have to go through the entire minecart sequence again. That was old games for you, though. That's how it was. Is that just stopped? I don't have Esuna. There we go. Better. Okay, don't hit it with ice. Wrap this up. Awesome. Yeah, I don't think I'm as fond of the dissolve thing for the sprites. In comparison with, like, the original fade. Yeah, so you're done with that. Yeah, that's fine. How you doing, Ninja? Yeah, I want Raspanos, bro. Let's get out of here. What do you have to complain about now, Ninja? What is it? What did I do? It's like, okay, you make your grand entrance with a sound off. You make your grand entrance with a sound alert, but you've got a sound that plays when you come in anyway. But it would still play. Where is Chrono? It did play. It played basically immediately after Bury the Light ended. Oh yeah, we saved there because we have this. Alert sounds might be a little low. I had them turned down because other people consider them too loud. that sound? He's back. Awesome. Audible at least. Yeah, I forgot that we have to do the crane fight right now. With Setsa having, like, no equipment. Here we go. Someone use gun. Okay, don't use fire on the left, on the right side. Got it. That was easier than it should have been. Once you take one of them down, it's not a huge issue. The problem is when they start buffing each other. Like, left casts fire on the right, right casts lightning, casts thunder on the left. And they build up. Once they hit level 3 on the build-up, then they do a big attack, and it's a real pain. But we managed to get rid of it, like, a lot easier than I expected. That fight went a lot easier than last time. How you doing, Ninja? And we're off. Up yours, Calf Calf. Yeah, I slept off and on through the night. Happy all that. I woke up at like midnight and could not get back to sleep. Which was frustrating because I was up at like 3 for work. It's fortunate that one of the pieces of magicite we ended up finding, one of the Espers we found, was Terra's father. Halloween. It's interesting the idea that, oh, she must have wandered in by mistake from the other side. But like, when we see the other side of this is a cave. And like a complicated cave made. Oh, they've renamed her. That was probably a rename in the GBA translation. In the Super Nintendo version, she's called Madonna. Not a bad thing. I assume the Esper world is some sort of pocket dimension. Because, like, it's within a cave, and that specific area of the cave seems to be like a giant cliff face in a nothing space. But then the Esper world has, like, its own sunlight and everything. It's not like they're living underground like dwarves. Interesting sound on that one, Ben. This is a weird sequence, and it always felt like it was supposed to be visualized as like a Disney-style musical number about love. And that's how babies are made. Just stalks her into submission. I chose the name for her. What is it? Then. Beautiful, isn't it? I can show you the Esper world. That's how Clem was born. I feel like it's a consequence of the style of storytelling. Like, everything goes by so fast. That looks less like dog ears. Like, everything goes by so fast, so it's like, oh yeah, no. We found Madeline. And then Madeline seemed to have, like, an immediate affection for her. And then she left the next day and it was like, nah, don't go. Stick around. And then they had a baby. So, like, from the speed of all of it, I don't think they had time to stalk her into anything. All from a chemical spillage off the A56. Richest to any man who captures an Esper. But, like, the Espers could be, like, way more powerful than the humans. Oh yeah, try and capture me when I set your face on fire with the power of magic. God damn it, werewolf. Because you said that, now of all time, she's gonna run off and you're gonna ruin the entire story. Okay. The secrets of Ninja's birth must not be uncovered. Anytime anybody goes to tell the story of your birth, Ninja, like, the nose starts bleeding, they get a really bad headache, the tongue starts to swell. Must not reveal the secrets of the Burpee Ninja. Yeah, Gestalt looks less like he's got dog ears here. Like this sprite, presumably this is a sprite from Record Keeper as well. Like this sprite is definitely better at conveying that it's just hair. Oh no, Clem. Remember kids, hold on to your baby. A human woman and a babe? That's your mother. So this revelation was always kind of interesting to me because it says that Terra has essentially been in the Empire since she was 2 years old. I imagine he just went up to her and like bonked her on the head. Like, she's been with the Empire since she was 2 years old. But that leaves a lot of questions. Especially in the flashbacks we had previously suggested that Kefka only put the slave crown on her recently. How things in Nash? Who cares, honestly? We can finally use the airship. So, party. Alright, so... Clayman, Edgar, Sabin, Fire. Not Scion. No, leave Scion in there. There's one. Yeah, because I want Rasp and Osprey. Definitely want Asuna. Well, let's go.
I wanna take you for a ride. I wanna take you for a ride. I wanna take you for a ride. I wanna take you for a ride.
Meow. Right, that's what they replaced it with. Alright. We're never able to go home. I mean, we used to have it as the ending because, like, the fun joke that we had. Because that time we were on the character select screen for, like, a half hour or so with Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So we used to have it on the ending screen. But I took it off and put it back to the old one. What are you doing here? Don't forget, we're here forever. Do it for her. The people of Narsha finally decided to fight the Empire. Cool. Right, that's gonna absolutely be an invaluable contribution. One last look at Banner. It's an interesting thing with, like, the story of Final Fantasy VI, in that almost everything the Returners do makes things worse. Like, yeah, the Empire would have taken over the world with the power of Magitech and the Espers, but the efforts of the Returners speed that up immensely. It's because of the Returners that the Empire finds out about Magicite, and then Kefka gains the ability to just turn Espers directly into Magicite. It's because of the Returners that the sealed gate opens and Espers attack. It's because of the Returners that the Empire is able to gain the trust of the Espers long enough to turn them all into Magicite, which then leads to the rising of the floating continent and the misalignment of the Warring Triad. Until the rebellion faction itself is dead in the world of Ruin, us following the rebellion and being part of the Returners just makes everything worse. And it's only when things can't get worse that we start actually making them better. A little bit better. Always shake your clocks. If we can get the Espers to understand and fight with us against the Empire, we can end this war once and for all. Or we can just pull them all out and give the Empire the chance to turn them all into Magicite, making the Empire more powerful than ever before, and essentially dooming us all. I mean, what? No, I think we do actually get another chance to see Bannon later. Because there's the, he's in Vector after the Espers attack. Outside the palace before the dinner with the Emperor. What relics we got? Hermes sandals for everybody. I mean, it's an understandable strategy. The Returners are made up of, like, some of the best warriors in the world. And they get their, like, they accomplish what they set out to do. The problem is, they accomplish nothing else. The Espers are a neutral party that the Empire is using. They're draining the magic from them to create their Magitech system. So the Espers, yeah, Espers are basically good people, like the good guys. To an extent, yeah. There it is. Can I not just buy a mithril mail for... Right. Alright, let's go. Yeah, like, we'll head to the Seal Cave now. We'll open the Seal Cave. The Espers will come out and attack the Empire. It'll force the Empire into a state of negotiation. Yeah, the instrumentation in these rearrangements is interesting. Sometimes it's really good. Like the woodwind instruments in Terra's theme here. Or the saxophone there. Sometimes it's just way too much and pushes too hard. Like the trumpet in the main battle theme. Yeah, without the Returners, the Empire would not likely have been able to open the Seal Gate. Which means they'd never gain access to all the Espers. And what do we got? The only thing the Returners really accomplish is like helping Terra to try and discover who she is. But even that doesn't go all the way. Prior to like the World of Ruin. But, like the raid on the Magitech facility in Vector shows the Empire that Magicite is the true way to take Esper powers, which means the Empire then focuses on that, and once the Espers are released, their focus is on turning them into Magicite to steal their powers. Which, by using the Returners as a distraction to lure them out, the Empire is able to essentially get them all into one area to turn them into Magicite. It's the awful conundrum of the story, like, there needs to be somebody to stand up to the Empire, but the Returners do not succeed at all. They, at best, inconvenience the Empire before giving them the knowledge they need to become more powerful. And it's like Bane said, using the Returners is clearly the Empire strategy, which is why this outpost is abandoned. There's nobody here, but all the treasure chests are locked. We can't get any of it. Like, they've let it go, but they're not letting us take anything. Huh. They changed the name from Morph to Trance. That's interesting. Awesome. Diane learned his next Bushido technique. Which should be Quadra Slam. Shadowkiri, is that a weapon for Shadow? Sword. So that is for Cyan. Yeah, alright. Now, with the way Bushido works in this game now, we've chosen the level 4 Bushido technique for Cyan, and now the bar's going to build up on its own in the background until it's ready to use, at which point Cyan will use it. I also appreciate that the sword noise is not as ear-splitting as it was previous. I need somebody to learn Esuna, like, immediately. This marks you're learning all the basic magic. Shiva, you're learning specifically Raspanotma. Unicorn, you're learning Esuna. Alright. I only have one remedy. I forget, can you buy green cherries anywhere? If I wasn't streaming this and like I had the time to grind off stream, I would just come over here and spend a bunch of time on the belt to get some rages for Gao. In Doma Castle right now? Or is that still locked off? Hey, how you doing, Flynn? I warn you, Ninja is here somewhere. See you later, Flame. Now let's do this. Like I said, ideally I'd like to get to the dinner with the Emperor today. I feel like Saturday and Sunday are going to be like the big stream days. Like the days when we really put a lot of time into games. Specifically to finish it. Ah, there he is. It'd probably be a good idea to take off the fire sword. No, Strago's before, like just before. So you get Strago to go and see the Espers with. And then you get Realm on the way to finding the Espers, and then everything goes to shit. I don't know. Alright. Blizzard and Thunder. So we can swap those out. But spending the Santalum Rays is not worth it yet. Not at the minute, no. Yeah, I was back on the ship. Like I said, if I had the time, and I wasn't specifically aiming to have this done by a specific time, I'd go and spend some time on the Veldt, like, right now, and get some rages for go. Interesting thought, when we got Gao with us in this, he already had Magitech armor on him. Raspanospo. Asuna in particular. Yeah, we can throw Bismarck on you now. God damn it. It doesn't piss off Cyan. Cyan's actually very patient with him. He pisses off Sabin. Yeah, heck no. Smash. I know Terra was Cena, and that Ted Wolseley changed it because he wanted it to sound a little more exotic. Like, for whatever faults whatever faults the Super Nintendo version has, for its time, the localization was really good. And it's good enough that you can still go back to it today and be absolutely fine. Seriously? Very impressive localization for its time. And I've said before, like, FF6's original localization is better than Final Fantasy VII's. This guy are sick because there's a lot of examples in 7, but 7 it doesn't help that 7's plot is harder to follow to begin with. And the localization makes it more difficult. Of course, yeah. Not the worst localization effort Square would churn out in the PlayStation era, though. That still goes to Final Fantasy V. Fire and Blizzard. I can believe it. Leno, Rainer, and Nudo different. Yeah. It was the only way I had to play it until GBA version. But the GBA version came out so late in the GBA's lifespan that it's entirely understandable if you just missed it. And then Final Fantasy V didn't have another release until the mobile version. With FF8, I know the original... I know the retranslation in FF8 that wasn't English just came from the English translation. They translated it to English and then translated it to every other language. Especially it was a celebration party, not the group meet. I've been seeing a lot of fan translations for all the games recently that are specifically about putting them in Spanish, which has been kind of interesting to see. Learn Raise. From what? Oh, Terra learns Raise naturally, doesn't she? It's definitely one of the more difficult. It's definitely one of the more difficult things about going back to play old RPGs. The really shoddy localization. Some games are thankfully popular enough to get, like, new fan translations that are better about it. Like Breath of Fire... Breath of Fire 2 has a fan translation. Its localization is known to be really bad. And also that the GBA version just took the script from the Super Nintendo version and dumped it onto the GBA cart. I didn't bother to fix any of it. Is Lily in that Daggerism in translation? You're saying Dagger was a mistranslation in English, or that Lily was a mistranslation of Dagger? I'd like to do Final Fantasy IX at some point. Meant to say sword with a Lily dagger. Right. That makes more sense. Well, I suppose it also feels reasonable in the idea of dagger being like, really sheltered and not really knowing how to be outside of the castle. So it's a mistranslation that works out. Which isn't entirely uncommon. Though it is more uncommon that the mistranslation worked out and didn't just stick around because it became a meme. You know, like the Spoony Bard line in FF4, or Mark danced crazy in Persona 1. I'd like to do FF9. Been growing a lot lately. That's good to see. It's nice that more people get to experience some of these classic games. Hopefully, like, Live a Live has been successful enough to justify Square going back and being like, oh hey, what other really good JRPGs have we put out that never came out in the West? That we could put out in the West, and it's like, oh, it's the first time for them, and they'll absolutely eat it up. Because it's the second time this generation they've done that. It's like with the collection of Mana, they finally released Seiken Densetsu in the West, and people loved it. And then Live a Live, there's Bahamut Lagoon, there's Treasure of the Rouge, which I'm always talking about wanting to play. And then, like, there's got to be stuff on the PlayStation and beyond. Because I imagine Legend of Mana Remastered and Saga Frontier Remastered did well enough. Another Genji Glove, absolutely. There's always a football game or Budokai Tenkaichi 3. The popularity of Dragon Ball in Latin America is always something that has been kind of weird to see. It's the same with France. Like, the Super Nintendo era Dragon Ball Z fighting games are available in Japanese and French. Which is really weird. Like, just seeing that being there was It was cool. They had their own thing before we had it. Not just Dragon Ball. I started watching Mazinger and I feel like I watched one episode of it. And I don't know why I stopped, because it was enjoyable enough. And it was pleasingly different from Devilman. Because like they're both done by Go Nagai. And I've got to stop getting into like every re-release Devilman has. Quite comfortably in late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah. It feels like every time a new rendition of Devilman comes out, I end up going through it. I don't even know why. They always end the same way. Incredibly depressingly. Like, Seek and I were talking about, Akira, like the Akira movie. On Sunday, I think it was. Oh, I just have a load of potions, don't I? And I made the point that, like, it's groundbreaking in terms of animation, of anime popularity in the West, such. But also, it's just not very good. And the main reason for that, I think, is because... The main reason I feel that is because they're adapting like a lot. They're adapting a lot into a very short space of time. And it leaves Akira feeling incomprehensible and unfinished. Gotta do this entire goddamn room again now. I never really got into, like, mecha anime. You'd think I did because of the name, but I didn't. I think the first anime I watched that had a big focus on mechs was Code Geass. Never ended up getting into Gundam. Tried it with Mobile Suit Gundam Seed, I think. I don't know. And I just didn't get into it. But I think part of that is because I think I was just losing interest in the series at that point. Like, a series would be so much of my time, and I'd watch it, and more often than not, just be like... So it's not really Gundam's fault. hate these things and their life shaver attack. Yeah, like back when I was into watching series, I just never watched. I didn't end up watching Gundam for whatever reason. I think a big part of my problem was always like, where do I start? And then when I actually sat down and worked out where do I start was when I was just kind of falling out of watching series. Emphasis on less space content, that's fair. I can understand the appeal of that. And so the question we're left with, Flame, is at what point are you going to do Shogo Mobile Armor? Is that the full name? Mobile Armor? When are you doing Shogo? Flame? It's kind of awkward that despite the fact that it's not very good, it's one of the best non-armored core mech games. I feel like in general the mech genre is surprisingly overlooked in video games. So I want that. 2 Genji gloves will be useful for later on. Let's run it without exploring. Is it on GOG? I can see it being on GOG. There's always Slave Zero. That's right, I said Slave Zero. You didn't expect to walk into the stream and see a Slave Zero mentioned today, but it's what happened. Terrible at with GT Interactive. Who did GT Interactive become? Because I am sure they're still around, but like under a different name. Or were they bought by somebody? Armored Core and Mech Warrior. Well, they're the only ones that are still around, and that's only because they've gotten revivals recently. Mech Warrior 5 happened, Armored Core 6 was announced. But even then, those series were kind of dead for a long time. And, like, you can turn around and say Zone of the Enders. But also, Zone of the Enders hasn't had an original release since, like, 2004. I do want to do Zone of the Enders at some point soon. But going through Final Fantasy VI right now, like, it's reminded me of just how much I love RPGs. And like why this was an RPG focused stream to begin with. Front mission with the remakes. I mean, I'd argue like remakes, not original releases, will put it in the same line as. Is that just progress? Ah. Like, remakes, not original releases, put it in the same line as Zone of the Enders. But Front Mission did technically have a new release in the last few years. It was called Left Alive. Which I've debated picking up, but I've heard it's terrible. And I'll be honest, my curiosity isn't that high. I know I've got Front Mission involved. There it is. If I'm going to play a Front Mission game that isn't Front Mission on the stream, it's going to be Front Mission Evolved. We were talking with Bane about this, about how awful it was and how much he hates it. And then Left Alive came out, and I've never heard Bane mention that. But no, I'd love to do Front Mission just for myself. But it's the same issue as not Front Mission 3. I own Front Mission 3, I do own Front Mission 3. But it's the same issue as like Final Fantasy Tactics and... Yeah, let's use a 10 just to be safe. It's the same issue as Final Fantasy Tactics and Tactics Ogre and Fire Emblem. I just have trouble focusing on turn-based tactical RPGs. I've got Front Mission. I own Front Mission 3. I've got 4 and 5 and Front Mission 1. Well, Cyan's dead. Well, the party's dead. Alright, fuck this guy then. But yeah, I'd be down for a Front Mission. I just have to actually like be able to sit down and focus on a tactical RPG. And I said the one that I'll try that with will be Final Fantasy Tactics. The one I'll try it on stream with will be Tactics. That said, I think I did commit to doing Devil Survivor on stream at some point. Like the only tactical RPG I've ever truly gotten into. They shouldn't be able to do that twice if they survive the first time. Just nonsense. You know, I always get Langrissa and Rolancer confused. I know you'll always stand by Vandal Heartsbane. Honestly, if I'm gonna get into one of them, it'll be on stream. It'll be the best time for it. I've got the PSP set. I've got the PSP display set up for the stream. So like I could do like Tactics War of the Lions, or FF Tactics War of the Lions. Arc the Lad I've had on like my PSP for years to do, like the first 3 games. I could do Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions. I could do Tactics Ogre Let's Cling Together. I could go completely out of left field and do Jeanne d'Arc, which I've heard is really good. The PSP was such a good system for RPGs. Like, tactical and non-tactical. No, Arc the Lad is a Japanese game. It was localized by Working Designs. And got one of those typical Working Designs big box collector editions. I think in the West you could only buy it as like Arc the Lad Collection. Like it came out in the West and you could only get it as Arc the Lad Collection. So you'd get the first 3 games together. Which is a big investment if you don't even know you like the game. Almost there with Esther now. Yeah. Yeah, I think ultimately I'd end up going with either Final Fantasy Tactics or Tactics Ogre. Because I'm really interested in the plot of those games. The first saga was released in the West as Final Fantasy Legend. First 3 saga games. Released on the Game Boy as the Final Fantasy Legend games. And then the next saga games come out in the West, I think, was just Saga Frontier on PlayStation. Bane's more into Saga than I am. So Bane would know more about it. But there's that. There's Romancing Saga 1, 2, and 3 on the Super Famicom. God damn it. Saga Frontier 1 and 2 on the PlayStation. Unlimited Saga on PS2. And I think that was the last original Saga game until Scarlet Ambitions. It was, yeah. There were remakes between those, like Saga... Romancing Saga got remade on PS2 as Romancing Saga Minstrel. Minstrel Song. Romancing Saga 2 and 3 got remakes on current gen systems. You can go and get them now. I own like Romancing Saga 2 and 3 that way. Saga Frontier Remastered. Final Fantasy Legend 2 and Final Fantasy Legend 3 were also remade on the PS, but only in Japan. But both games do have full fan translations. The Mana series started life as a Final Fantasy spin-off. Like, even in Japan, it was called Final Fantasy. Saga in Japan was always Saga. It is a spin-off. No. It's a spin-off using the same system idea as Final Fantasy II. But it was always just Saga, rather than, like, Final Fantasy Saga. Well, even in Japan... I've got some. Even in Japan, the original Mana game was Final Fantasy Gaiden Seiken Densetsu. Audio is choppy. Is that for the game or for me? Seems like we're doing okay. Yeah, even in Japan, it was Final Fantasy Gaiden Seiken Densetsu. And then Seiken Densetsu 2 was just Seiken Densetsu 2. And even in the West, Seiken Densetsu 2 dropped the Final Fantasy name and was Secret of Mana. And, like, even in the West after... Even in the West after, like, until the Collection of Mana came out and was like, oh yeah, the first one's Final Fantasy Adventure. They never called them Final Fantasy ever again. And until the remake of the first game, Adventures of Mana, which was the second remake of the first game, they went to great pains to not have a connection to Final Fantasy. Square's flagship game that was delayed to put out FF1 as a stopgap. That's interesting, because it ended up coming out on the Game Boy. That was a flagship title that was planned for the... That doesn't sound right. There's a piece we're missing here. Essentially a Zelda clone. Yeah. I should try that again sometime. You know what I really need to do is... That's bad overlaying. What I really need to do is dig out my PSTV some point. That way I can do the Vita games. There's not many. It's like a big part of the reason why I've not been in a big hurry to do it. There's not many games that are still exclusive to the Vita that I'm like, I really want to do this. But Adventures of Mana would be one of those. The second remake of Final Fantasy Adventure. Yeah, Final Fantasy Legend, all three Final Fantasy Legend games were Saga games. How you doing, Crimson? Finally got Esuna. And Chakra. Is Chakra the name for the heal now? Yes, it is. Alright. But yeah, I wouldn't mind, like, actually giving Final Fantasy Adventure a proper go. I've never really gotten into the Mana series. Probably a really nice idea. Once we're done with Star Wars month and we finish all the redemptions we've currently got, just go back to doing RPGs for a while, like only RPG. That could be fun. Get back into that. It's a better place to start. I believe that. My hope for Secret of Mana was always that I would have somebody to play it co-op with. But that's probably not going to happen, so, like, single-player playthrough. I've always had kind of an interest in Secret of Evermore as well. Probably more so than Secret of Mana, honestly. Which is probably a weird thing to just be like. It's like, hey, do you want to play Secret of Mana? No, I'd like to just play Secret of Evermore. Oh yeah, I believe that, but it has 3-player co-op, and it's one of those things where everything I see about it says it would probably be just so much fun if you had the other people with you. But, yeah. Yeah, I'd love to do Secret of Evermore. I want to go through the schedule again anyway and rearrange some stuff. Like, finish the stuff we've got going on now. Hades, that was the other redemption. Seek moved that up the list. Do Hades, probably do Sekiro, like, finish that off properly. Or scrap it and come back to it eventually, anyway, I don't know. and then just do RPGs for a while. Didn't have online co-op. It's a shame the remake was just kind of garbage. I can't believe there's not a save point here. Like, just playing this, just to play this and enjoy it. It reminds me, I'm gonna keep saying it, it reminds me why this was an RPG focused stream for a long time anyway. And like, one of the main reasons I started doing non-RPGs more frequently was so that people who watch who aren't as interested in RPGs would still have something to watch. Give them Clim and they'll open the gate for us. It's like, cool, how about we just don't? I'll Clim the gate quick. What if we just don't while Kefka's here? This is an interesting case, though, of, like, after the previous fight with Kefka, Kefka's back in his overworld sprite, not his battle sprite. That's Bahamut. I couldn't see what that was. There's another Shiva. There's Terra. Strato and Fenway, thank you. I was thinking, like, are they gonna have more Espers that aren't just like, oh yeah, here's Shiva and Ifrit again, despite the fact that you know they're dead. And with those rocks, the sealed gate is permanently sealed. But the implication is that, like, every Esper has come through the gate now. I am not walking through the fucking thing again. To Vector. Look out, it's Bahamut again. Someone throw a whale into the sky. Oh, it's actually on fire. The whale can actually achieve, like, no, it's just like one of the other Espers just threw it into the sky. It's like, hey, we're going east. Do you want me to take you to the water? No, it's fine, just throw me. Alright. And we're okay. It's really fortunate that we crash landed on the same continent Vector's on. That's probably enough. I hope that's enough. You know what? I'm taking a chocobo. We'll go a Vector on a chocobo. And then I think we're going to call it. This is an awful rendition of the chocobo theme. But yeah, that's going to do it for us for today. We are just before the dinner with the Emperor, so, you know, we got more. I want to thank everybody who joined the stream. I always really appreciate the support. Big special thank you to everybody in the chat. Chat is always the best part of the stream. Bane, Ninja, Lame, Crimson, and Manda. We're back tomorrow, probably around 1:30-ish again, with more Final Fantasy VI as we continue to push through it in the hopes of beating the game before the end of Sunday. And like I said previously, if we beat it before Sunday evening, we'll do Resident Evil Dead Aim to continue our 10 years of Resident Evil Point Redemption that was done last year, and I've been kind of slacking on. But yeah, pretty much it. So there's not really anything else to say except thank you all for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic time of day. And yeah, we'll catch you next time, guys. Bye.